So we're given this table of values about the material and tool rent costs for 3 different stores, and we're told that the total cost Y for buying the materials and renting tools is given by M plus W plus K times X, where X is the number of days. Okay, so how can we actually use this? Well, what are we being asked? The problem is, for what number of days X will the total cost of buying materials and renting tools from store B be less than or equal to the total cost of buying materials and renting tools from store A? Okay, so how can we figure this out? Well, let's just go ahead and let's write a function for the total cost of buying and renting stuff from store A. So YA, the total cost of A, is equal to, let's see, so it's M. What is our M value for store A? It's 750 plus. What is our W value for store A? That is 15 plus K value for store A, that's 65. Okay, and we multiply all this by the number of days. Okay, let's do the same for store B. So total cost at B is equal to, again, M for store B is 600 plus W, so that's 25, plus K value for C is 80, all times X. So this is equal to 750 plus 80x, and this is equal to 600 plus, what is that, 105x. Okay, so we have these two functions. We want to figure out, again, for what set of values the basically YB is going to be less than or equal to YA. So just by looking at this, you can see that these are two linear functions. We have, our sort of y-intercept and a slope. So let's just figure out when these two values are equal, and then from there we'll sort of know, the point at which we can use this as a reference. So let me show you what I mean. Because basically, let's just imagine this. This is what this looks like graphically. We have some graph. Here we have time X. Here we have cost Y. And since B has a lower y-intercept, it might start, something like this, and then have some bigger slope, while A has some higher y-intercept but then a smaller slope. So it might look something like this as an example. And so this is like B, this is A. So what we want to know, so we basically know that from the start up until a certain point, B will have a lower cost than A, right? Because the B has lower Y values. So what we want to do, we just want to find this point of intersection, because then we know that basically from 0 to this X value, whatever it is, B had a lower cost. So how can we find that intersect? Well, we're looking for something with the same Y value. So basically we just set these equal to each other and then find the X. So let's do 750 plus 80x equal to 600 plus 105x. Again, why am I doing this? Because I want to find the x value at which these two are equal. So in order to do that, I just set them equal to each other. So from here we do minus 600 on both sides. So that's 150 plus 80x is equal to 105x. Here we can subtract 80x from both sides to get all the x's on one side. So we get 150 is equal to 25x. And lastly, we can divide both sides by 25 to get x is equal to 6. So that means that at x value 6, our two functions are equal. And as we just established, because B has a lower sort of starting point, that means that it's not from this point onward that B has a lower value, but rather up until this point. So from 0 to 6. So that means that for x is less than or equal to 6, B will have the lower value, and this is the answer. So that is A.